E3 has yet to start, but we're at the Wilshire Grand together with Andrian from Ubisoft, and we've just seen a demo of Assassin's Creed Revelations. But you work as a producer on the online part. When multiplayer was, multiplayer became a part of Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. It was very well received, but how do you build upon what was actually in that game?
Well, first of all, is by listening to your fans and listening to the people that are actually playing the game. So obviously we tried something new with the multiplayer in Brotherhood. It was well received. We had a good gameplay. I think people were surprised by the experience and the quality of what we were bringing to Assassin's Creed. What we're doing now with Revelation is building on that. So we're keeping the core elements that worked really well, but we're also adding new features that will allow players to basically play and have more fun in building their characters and being themselves in the game. So what we're adding is easier access to the game. You'll be able to customize your characters. You'll be able to have playlists when you start playing, so more transparency as to what you're about to play, kind of thing. And you'll be able to have more basically personality when in your style of gameplay. For example, the animations of the kills will depend on how you approach your prey. So if you approach stealthily, you'll have a quicker kill and you'll be able to get out of there faster. Whereas if you kind of run and gun, the animation will be cooler and a lot more aggressive, but you'll be penalized for it. So you can play, depending on your style of play, you'll be able to adjust yourselves and basically have a strategy on how you play.
What kind of new game modes can we expect from Revelations?
We're working on game modes right now. I can't talk about it specifically. You'll see at the E3 booth we have Manhunt, which will allow you to visit the new kill features I just spoke about, but also see the new setting and the new very cool characters. And the new modes, we'll talk more about that this summer.
Any hints, anything you can tell us about what we can expect except the personalization of the characters?
What we're working on for gameplay is basically to have people to play a bit more variety and to be able to practice and get their basically strategy going. So we're giving them more tools to, for example, they'll be able to see other players' play style because they'll have a gamer card and it'll tell you if that person's very efficient in this type of kill or not, and it'll allow you to build a bigger strategy. And we are developing modes that will actually take more advantage of those features.
What about, there's a lot of people now that's been playing, and I felt that when playing online, that I had a tendency to get my ass kicked quite often, or get assassinated often, I should say. What are you bringing something to invite new players in that weren't a part of Brotherhood?
Yeah, well, one of the key features I find, having played a lot at work, my character at work was very high level, and then when I started playing at home, I reset it to level 1 and then started playing. When you start level 1 on ACB, you have no abilities. What we're changing for Revelation is that when you start as a beginner in Revelation, you already have the tools, or at least one of them, to be able to start to figure out what the strategy is and already start playing like you will be playing in a few levels. So you're learning a bit more slowly, but you're getting the real tools. Whereas in Brotherhood, when you started, the only strategy you had was kind of to figure out the map, and that's the only tool you had. So what we want is to basically, for new players, to already know the evolutions or kind of hint at what we're going to build on, but they have all the elements in hand. So they'll be able to already know what the strategies are and hopefully not get overwhelmed by more experienced players.
In Brotherhood as well, there was actually a backstory to the multiplayer mode that Aspergo had put a lot of Templars into Animus machines and to use them against the assassins. Are you building upon that as well in Revelations, or what can we expect from the storyline?
If you come by the booth, you'll see that we're already hinting at a bit stronger storyline for the multiplayer. Basically, we hinted at it in Brotherhood. You're in training. The Templars are trying to figure out how the assassins are doing things. So basically, they're training like assassins would train. Now what we're doing is you're actually being recognized by Abstergo's management. And you'll see, for example, Vidic, that we met in previous games, will actually talk to you and say, hey, you're doing a good job, or you're not doing a good job. And he'll actually give you more info as to how Abstergo is working and why they're doing the things they are. So the idea is kind of to get the other side of the story from the Templars Templars and from Abstergo, because we've played a lot of the Assassin's side, and with the multiplayer storyline, you'll be able to kind of see how things are going behind the curtains at Abstergo.
All right. Thank you very much.